subscribers. It's your favorite. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I wanted to do this short video. I'm getting ready to hit the road and try to do a little hunting here. Hopefully that's on. I get this question all the time, or statement all the time, and I got to keep this under 15, or Facebook will cut it off. I'm not getting any bucks on my camera. I'm not getting any deer on my camera, or my camera pictures are only at night of deer. So we're going to talk about trail camera placement strategies. If you put this in place, no matter if it's 5 acres, 10 acres, 100 acres, 200 acres, you're going to get a better feel, better intel on what your deer doing, and help you put it together a strategy on being successful. We all want to be successful, whatever that looks like. Shooting a spike, 150-inch 6-year-old, shooting a doe, whatever makes you happy, satisfied, puts meat in the freezer, as they say. Hey, I'm behind you, I support you. So let's talk about trail cam strategies. Trail camera placement strategies. Let's talk about the outside-in principle. Okay, just imagine this is your property. 10 acres, 100 acres, 200 acres, whatever it is. A lot of guys, and I hope you appreciate the fact that 99.99% of my trail camera pictures are not on mineral sites or over a pile of corn or anything like that. You're actually getting the whitetail, you're actually getting to see the whitetail in its habitat, what it's doing, where it's going, deer ecology. So, outside in is this. Imagine this is your property. Your biggest, I think, thing you need to do, my dog just came in sick, one of them, is finding out when the deer are on your property, when they are leaving your property. And so I start putting my cameras on the outside. Okay, very important. When they leave your property, when they come into your property, wherever they're at, you need to know, hey, that buck's moving in from the north side, he's leaving on the south side, he's leaving on the east side, coming in from the west. Outside in. So find travel corridors where they're coming in on your property on the outside. Then your emphasis should be in the inner travel corridors. We'll talk about that in a little bit, about the priority. Say, well, I don't have the budget, I don't have the means, I don't want to buy a bunch of cellular or SD cameras. That's understandable. I totally get that. But whatever your budget is, how many cameras you put out, your number one strategy is putting them on the outside edges. Then inside, water holes, food plots, community scrapes, travel corridors. If you do that outside in principle, I'm telling you, man, you'll get a feel. Even, I have some cameras that only get 10 or 15, 20 pictures a month. That's okay. It gives me the intel I need to tell me how I need to hunt and what my deer are doing and why they're doing that. The outside in principle will never fail you. Remember, outside first, inside on the other things. Okay, number two, place them to tell you the story. Kind of goes with one. And if you put this strategy together, you'll be able to begin to see the story of your whitetail. When they're on your food plots, when they're moving to the white oak flats or the apple orchards or the persimmon trees. When are they staying on your property? What time are they staying on your property? Are they there most of the time, or they're just utilizing the northwest side? I'm telling you, man, you'll be shocked, because you own a property does not mean they're going to be on all of your property, no matter how big or small that is. I've seen it over and over and over again. Okay? Cellular cameras should be placed in the hard-to-reach places. In other words, get your solar panel where you get at least 3, 4, 5 hours of sunlight. They should be in places you don't want to intrude a lot. Bedding areas, major travel corridors. Whereas if the battery goes dead, or a squirrel chews off your cord, or it breaks an antenna, you got to go constantly going in there. So that's how I have my cellular cameras, and in places where I only want to go in there should something really freakish happens, or I know I'm going to be hunting pretty close by. That's the only time. So my cellular cameras are most, on the most part, put in places where I don't want to intrude. I also use SD cameras, the SD card cameras. I like putting them places where I know if I'm coming in or out, going to my stand, I can pull that card out quick, put a new one in, and go about my business. So cellular cameras should be placed in places where you really don't want to make your presence constantly known. SD card cameras can be put in places where you are going to. I knew my dogs were going to start barking. I want my SD card Hey! Knock it off! I put my SD card cameras, like I said, places where I know I'm going to walk directly behind them. Sorry about that interruption. All right, here's something that drives me crazy. People will send me trail cam pictures or trail cam videos, and there'll be all kinds of debris in the front. You can't get a clear picture, or it's sending false triggers. Always clear the view area for better pictures. You need to set your camera up where, man, it's clear and you can see anything, because some of these cellular cameras, ones I run, man, they'll pick something up 50, 60, 70, 80 yards out. Sometimes I'm like, man, what made that trigger go out? I'll have to zoom it in, put these bifocals on, say, man, there's a deer walking back there. So clear any debris, any branches, grasses. Typically what I do in the spring, I spray around the camera area a little bit or trim it back, way back. So, by May, June, July, that's what's in front of my camera. Now I got to go back in. It's taken 1,000 pictures of nothing, and it's wasted my batteries. So always clear the view area. Here is the priority after you've set them the outside, and these are travel corridors that are coming off your property going to your neighbors. Here's the priority. It says, well, I only have 5 cellular cameras. Where should they be? Where can they give me the best intel? Over a corn pile or a feeder doesn't give you a lot of intel. Now, you can get a lot of cool pictures, but it don't give me a lot of intel. And I've seen deer, and I'm sure you have. They don't walk to a straight food plot or a feeder or a mineral site. They may come in this way, dibble dabble over here, out of the camera, trigger sight, come in, you're like, oh, that buck's coming from over here. And that's the furthest thing from the truth. Here's the priority that you need to set in putting your cellular cameras. Travel corridors is number one, primo uno. Travel corridors, community scrapes, not just the boundary scrapes, and now we're seeing travel scrapes get developed. We've talked about it if you're a subscriber. If you're not, the video's under the reel section or photo section here on 365 with the Whitetail Guy. Travel corridors, number one. I gotta know where my deer are transferring to. Where are they spending their time on their feet, going from point A to point B and back? Community scrapes, phenomenal. They're visited practically almost year round. Sometimes more than others, but that community scrape, man, closer to bedding areas, in travel corridors or just off travel corridors, where does and bucks of every age group are going in there, at least walking by it. They may work it up, they may smell it, they may look at the branch, but it gives me intel on what bucks really want to hone in on my farm. So community scrapes number 2, food plots number 3. Food plots is very, very important. And just don't set up your camera so when the deer come out to your food plots, you know where they're coming from, man. You know exactly where they're coming from, what side of the woods. It'll help you stand placement, help you realize, hey man, on a south wind, they're coming out on that west end. So I've seen it, and it's just common mistakes that people make with cellular cameras or trail cameras in general. They just put them in the wrong place and set them up wrong. So food plots number 3. Water holes are very important. Water holes are almost a tie with food plots, because water is very important to the whitetail. I get incredible intel from water holes because they go to them, man. It's a place of destination for them. Mineral sites, again, they're helpful. We know the whitetail uses them mostly in the spring, summer, and early fall. They're okay. You gather, it's cool to see bucks in spring and summer, and you're kind of like, oh wow, I got it. That buck that I've been, chasing for 2 years, he's back. Feeders, those are in order. So let's reverse, rewind, revisit. Travel corridors, community scrapes, food plots, water holes, mineral sites, feeders. That's the list of importance. And I skipped one here. 36 to 38 inch is the typical optimal height. Drives me crazy when people hang them up 10, 12 feet high. You are so screwing yourself when you do that. Now, I understand if you hunt public, you got to do that. There's a lot of sticky fingers that walk public land, and they'll steal your camera, even if it's locked up. I know that people are ridiculous now. There's no more respect, it seems like, even in the hunting industry or hunting world. So 36, 38 is the optimal. You want a good clear view. You want your trail camera to give you a story, man. And you want to pay close attention. Most of them now will tell you the temperature. I wish I had wind direction, but you can look on your weather app and see, hey man, them bucks keep coming out on that south end down there on the north end. Make a note of that. Make a note of that, because that's intel that you can use to put together a strategy. 36 to 38 inches, man. Perfect. Cleared area. If you want to hang them 10, 12, 14 feet high, hey, knock yourself out. But I don't want to do that, because you're cutting out so much intel. All it's going to tell you is a deer walked by. Where the hell did he walk from? Where's he going? Don't tell you much. But I understand on public, like I said. I hope this helped, guys. Here's another thing as I wind this down. I'm getting inundated with all kinds of emails. If you want me to answer an email, subscribers on my social media platforms have number one priority. You have to every time, because I am going through literally dozens and dozens and dozens of emails a day. Say, subscriber here, I'm Jimmy Jones, here, I got a question for you, or anything like that. And if you definitely kill one, send me a picture, a really good picture of you in the buck, or if your kid shoots one, let me know. I'll be here next time you come back. I got to get on the road. God bless you guys.